Good morning, friends and my dear children. So, the videos for the lesson periodic classification of elements that was going on. Okay, already I have uploaded 4 videos on certain topics from periodic classification of elements. Okay, so please go through the topics and keep commenting for my videos. Okay, so today we are going to learn about classification of elements into blocks. Okay, so block wise classification of elements, right? So based on the differentiating electron, okay, the elements which are arranged in periodic table, they have been classified into 4 blocks. Okay, they are S, P, D and F blocks. Okay, so we are going to learn about block wise classification of elements in periodic table. Okay, so once again let me introduce, because those who are watching my videos for the first time, I should tell at least my name. Okay, this is Lalita Peri, okay, the science teacher, and basically I teach chemistry, right? So today's topic is what? Classification of elements into blocks. Okay, classification of elements into blocks, right? So before we learn how the elements have been classified, first we have to learn what is differentiating electron. Okay, so what is differentiating electron? Differentiating electron. Okay, so what is meant by this? Differentiating electron means the last electron which is present in any atom. Okay, if that last electron is entering into a particular subshell, to which subshell that particular last electron of any element, okay, if it is entering into which subshell, based on the subshell into which the last electron is entering, okay, the elements are classified into 4 blocks. And we all have learnt already in the lesson atomic structure that electrons keep entering into subshells. Okay, there are 4 subshells are there, S, P, D and F. 4 types of subshells are there. So based on the last entering electron to which subshell it is entering, based on that concept, elements have been divided into 4 blocks. Those are S, P, D, F blocks. Okay, so what is differentiating electron? Differentiating electron means the last entering electron, the last electron of any element to which subshell it is entering. Okay, based on that, that particular element belongs to that particular block. Okay, so what is differentiating electron means what? The electron, the last electron of any atom, the last electron of an element, the last electron of an element, okay, is called as differentiating electron. Okay, so this last electron enters into, based on the last electron, based on the entry of last electron. Okay, based on the entry of last electron into a particular subshell, okay, that particular element belongs to that block. Okay, based on the entry of this last electron only you are calling it with another term, differentiating electron. Okay, so based on the entry of this last electron into a particular subshell, okay, that particular element belongs to that particular block. That element belongs to that particular block. Okay, now that particular block. That's why based on the subshells names only, we have learnt in atomic structure, subshells names we have learnt as what? S, P, D and F. So based on the name of the subshells, blocks are also named with that names only. Okay, now that element belongs to that particular block. Okay, so suppose let us take some examples. Let us take examples. Okay, suppose if you take sodium is there, Na. Its atomic number is 11 and its electronic configuration we write it as what? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Okay, so here last orbit is what? 3s1. That means last electron is what? The electron which has entered into 3s is the last electron. Last electron of what? That particular element, sodium. Okay, for sodium 3s1, the electron is entering into 3s orbital. That is only the last electron. And that electron only, you are calling it as what? Differentiating electron. So that last electron has entered into which subshell? S subshell. So sodium belongs to which block? S block. Okay, now here differentiating electron entered into S subshell. Okay, differentiating electron. Electron can be represented with E minus. You all know. Entered into what? Entered into S subshell. S subshell. That's why sodium belongs to, therefore sodium belongs to S block. Sodium belongs to S block. Okay, 4 blocks are there, no? 4 blocks. 4 subshells, 4 blocks. What are those? S, P, D, F. 4 blocks are there. Based on the entry of what? Differentiating electron. Okay, 4 blocks are there. So sodium belongs to S block. Suppose if you take aluminium, better I write on the top. Suppose if you take any other example, aluminium if you take, okay, where the differentiating electron is entering, last orbit electron, okay, based on that its block is decided. Let us take the example of aluminium. Aluminium, atomic number is what? 13. Its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p1. Okay, 3s2, 3p1. Now here the last entering electron has entered into 3p. That means p subshell. Last electron has gone into which subshell for aluminium? Last electron has gone into p subshell. So aluminium belongs to p block. Okay, now differentiating electron entered into what? P subshell. Entered into P subshell. That's why, therefore, aluminium belongs to what? P block. Aluminium belongs to P block. So, based on the electronic configuration only. Everything is based on electronic configuration only. Suppose let us take one more example. Titanium. Let us take the example of what? Titanium. Okay, titanium. Titanium, atomic number is what? 22. So if you write the configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2 up to here 20 completed. 3d2. So last entering electron has gone into what? 3d subshell. Isn't it or not? Last entering electron has gone to 3d subshell. So titanium belongs to d orbital. I mean d block. Okay. Here differentiating electron has gone to where? Differentiating electron goes to d subshell. Goes to d subshell. That's why therefore titanium belongs to D block. So based on the differentiating electron, okay, to the last electron into which orbital it is entering, based on that particular element belongs to that particular block. Okay, so like that 4 blocks are there based on the entry of what? Differentiating electron. Okay, there are 4 blocks are there. Okay, all the elements have been divided into 4 blocks. Those are SPDF blocks. Okay, so let us learn about the 4 blocks of elements. Okay, so I am rubbing this also, and then we'll write. Okay, we'll generally check. So 4 blocks are there. Okay, 4 blocks. Okay, based on the entry of differentiating electron. Based on the entry of what? Differentiating electron. Based on the entry of what? Differentiating electron. Okay, periodic table has classified into what? 4 blocks. Periodic table classified into 4 blocks. Classified into 4 blocks. What are those 4 blocks? S, P, D, F. 4 blocks are there. Periodic table has been classified into 4 blocks. S, P, D and F. Okay, so let us see. What are those 4 blocks? So generally, if you just see the structure of periodic table, long form of periodic table, you will find the structure of periodic table to be somewhat like this. Okay. Okay, so this is one block, and you will find a very big middle block. You will find one block. Okay, and here also you will find another block like this. Okay, and down also you will be finding one block of elements. So like this you have 4 blocks. Okay, you have 4 blocks are there. Okay, so this you call it as what? S block. S block elements. Okay, in this you will find 1A group elements will be there, 2A group elements will be there. Okay, and this you call it as P block. P block elements. P block based on the entry of what? Differentiating electron. Okay, here 3rd A group elements to 8th A group elements will be there in P block. Okay, that means for all of these elements, the differentiating electron has been entering into P subshell. That's why they all are categorized as what? P block. And this middle block, okay, which is present in between S and P, you call it as a D block. So for all of them, the differentiating electron is entering into D subshell, last orbit electron entering into D subshell. That's why they are called as what? D block elements. And down here separately one block has been drawn, okay, with the 2 periods. Okay, and this you call it as F block. F block. Okay, that means here last orbit differentiating electron is entering into F subshell. Okay, so like that 4 blocks are there, right? Here 1A group, 2A group elements means alkali and alkaline earth metals comes under the category of S block. Okay, 3rd A to 8th A group elements comes under P block. Okay, and here B category groups, as we have learnt the configuration, if electron is entering into D subshell, they all belongs to what? B category groups. Okay, so here 13th column to, okay, 13th column to, here better I write in terms of B category groups. 1b to 8b group. 1b to 8b groups comes under D block. Okay now. And in this 1b to 8b only, third B group elements are third B group. Please understand carefully. Third B group elements are separated and kept based on their properties. Third B group elements are separated from D block and arranged separately in the bottom of the periodic table. And that third B group elements, okay, third B group elements, please remember carefully. Third B group elements, here from third B group elements onwards, differentiating electron starts to enter into F subshell, and that's why they are separately blocked, or they are separately kept in another block, and that you call it as F block. Okay, so like that you have 4 blocks are there, and now we are going to discuss in brief about these SPDF block-wise elements, right? So this is the general outer outline diagram for periodic table block-wise. Okay, so I'm going to rub this, and let us discuss separately about SPDF block-wise elements. Okay, so let us learn. So first one is what? S block elements. What is first one? S block. Let us keep side heading S block elements. S block elements. Here the differentiating electron is entering into what? S subshell. Okay, as I already told you. Okay, 1A group and 2A group elements means what? Alkali and alkaline earth metals. Alkali and alkaline earth metals comes under the category of what? 1A group and 2A group elements belongs to S block. Okay, so they have general configurations. What? They have general outer configuration. General outer configuration. Outer means what? Last orbit configuration. Outer configuration. General outer configuration is how much? NS1 to 2. Okay, either it may be NS1 or it may be NS2. For all alkali metals, it is NS1. We have learnt. If you have not watched my previous video, you can watch. Okay, you can watch. In the playlist also it is there. Right? Okay, NS1. Okay, position of elements in periodic table that we have discussed. So NS1, alkali metals. Okay, and alkaline earth metals will have NS2. Right? So they belongs to what? These two block of elements, group of elements belongs to S block. Okay, so here you will find all elements are what? All elements except hydrogen. Except hydrogen are metals. Except hydrogen are what? Metals. Okay, all elements except hydrogen, they are metals. And generally if they are metals means they are highly electropositive in nature. Okay, and they form ionic compounds. Okay, general properties will be there. All these elements generally they form what? Ionic compounds. Okay, so general properties. Okay, and that general properties we will be learning in periodic properties. Okay, and these S block elements are located extremely to the left of the periodic table, to the left side. Okay, now these S block elements are generally located in the extreme left of periodic table. Located in the extreme left. Okay, now extreme left of the periodic table. They are located in the extreme left of the periodic table. Okay, so these are the general characteristics, general points of what? S block elements. Okay, so general points you must note down, right? Now coming to P block, second one. Okay, P block elements. So what are P block elements? P block elements. Elements of groups Elements of groups 3A to 8A. 3A to 8A are called what? P block elements. Elements of groups 3A to 8A. Okay. 3A group means boron family. 8A group means inert gases or aerogens. We have learned that. Right. So 3A to 8A are called what? P block elements. Okay. So generally here these are the mixture of metals as well as non-metals also. Okay. Mixture of metals as well as non-metals. Okay. So they have general configurations is what? General outer configuration. General outer configuration for P block elements. For P block elements is what? General outer configuration means, okay, if you go for boron family, Ns to Np1. And if you go for 8A group elements, Ns to Np6. So generally its configuration is what? Ns1 to 2, Np1 to 6. Ns2 directly you can write. Ns2, Np1 to 6. Okay na? Ns2 and Np1 to 6. Okay. So please remember that point. This is the general configuration for what? General outer configuration for P block elements. Okay. General outer configuration for P block elements. Ns2, Np1 to 6. Any element, 3rd A group or 4th A group, 5th A group, 6th A group, 7th A group. Okay. All those we have learnt. Right. All those comes under P block. Okay. Here generally this configuration has been misplaced with exceptional case, that is helium. Helium has 1s2 configuration only, but placed in P block, that is exceptional case. Okay, this is an exceptional case for P block elements. This point also you need to mention. Okay, this is an exceptional case. Okay, helium, even though differentiating electron is entering into S subshell, it is being placed in P block. That is the exceptional case. This is an exception. Please remember that point. This is an exceptional case. Helium. Actually, differentiating electron is not entering into P block, P subshell. Yes, only it is entering. But still it is placed in P block and it is placed under 8th A group elements. We have learnt. Okay. So these are the general characteristics of what? P block elements. And P block elements are mixture of, here they are the mixture of metals as well as non-metals. They are mixture of metals as well as non-metals. Both are there. Metals are there, non-metals are also there. Non-metals and even metalloids are also there. Metalloids. Okay. That means in this P block you will find some metals, some non-metals and even metalloids are also there. I think you know about metalloids. Metalloids means the substances which exhibits whose properties are intermediate between metals and non-metals. Okay, like you can take the example of boron. Boron is a metalloid. Okay, and you can even take the example of what we call germanium. Okay, antimony. All these are what? Metalloids. They exhibit the properties of both metals as well as non-metals. They are called as what? Metalloids. So in P block you will find metals, you will find non-metals and you can also even find metalloids also. Okay, so these are the mixture of all kinds of substances. So these are the general characteristics of what? P block elements. Right. Now coming to D block. D block elements. What are D block elements? If you can able to copy them quickly, I'm going to rub the board. Okay. So D block elements. What are D block? If the differentiating electron is entering into D subshell, you call them as what? D block elements. Right. So for them, here you will find all are metals only. Okay. So which group elements? What I said, first point, 1b to 8th b group elements. 1b to 8th b group elements are called as d block elements. 1b to 8th b group elements. Okay. So they are called as what? D block elements. Here the differentiating electron enters into D subshell. Okay. And here for D block you will find all substances are metals only. Okay. All elements are metals only. All D block elements are metals only. You will not find non-metals and metalloids, you will not find in them. Okay. All are metals only. Okay. And what is the general configuration? General outer configuration. General outer configuration for D block elements is what? Ns1 to 2, n minus 1d 1 to 10. Okay, please remember this. Ns1 to 2, n minus 1d 1 to 10 means what? In nth shell means last orbit. Yes, s electrons can be either 1 or 2. Okay, and in last but one shell, what is last but one shell? You call it as penultimate shell. So penultimate shell is filled with d electrons. Okay, now d orbital. Penultimate shell consists of what? D orbital. Okay, electrons which are entering into d orbital. So ns1 to 2, n minus 1d 1 to 10. Right? This is the general configuration for what? For D block elements. Okay, ns1 to 2, n minus 1d 1 to 10. Okay, so D block elements are generally you will find them in the middle of S and P block. Okay, in the middle of S and P block. That's why you call them as what? Transition elements. They exhibit the properties of intermediate between S and P block. That's why they are called as transition elements. Like you can take scandium to zinc. Known elements at least. Scandium, okay, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. Okay, so if you speak about these, here these all are what? Elements of category B that we have learnt. Okay, so based on the valence shell electrons, okay, based on the valence shell electrons, they have been classified, isn't it or not? So scandium if you speak about, atomic number is 21 and it has 4s2 3d1. Okay, its last orbit configuration is what? 4s2 3d1, right? So here if you speak about group, you should add these two numbers, isn't it? If you haven't watched my previous video, you can just watch it, so that how to locate the position of element in the periodic table, you can understand it better, right? How to locate the period number and group number. Based on that only, the location of element can be identified, isn't it? So 4s2 3d1. If you add these top two numbers, 2 plus 1, group number will be what? Group number is 2 plus 1, 3. So third B group. Why you are saying it as B category? Because D orbitals, electron entering into D subshell, they all belongs to B category groups. Okay, so third B group. So this is what? Third B. And automatically titanium will be fourth B, fifth B group, vanadium group is fifth B group, chromium group is sixth B group, and manganese group is seventh B group. And as we have discussed previously in the previous video, iron, cobalt, nickel, for all of them if you add top numbers, you will be getting 8. For iron group, you will be getting 8. For cobalt group, you will be getting 9. But still it is placed under 8th B group only. And even for nickel, you will be getting, by adding these top two numbers, S and D, if you add electrons of S subshell and d electrons of last but one shell. If you add them, you are getting 10. But all these three groups are together termed as what? 8th B groups only. 8th B groups only. Okay, and here copper, silver, gold, that time we have learnt previously. For all of them, d electrons are completely filled. If d electrons are completely filled, we are not supposed to count that d electrons for identifying the group number. Okay, so here d electrons are completely filled. If you take copper, okay, take the example of copper. Copper will have anomalous configuration. Copper atomic number is 29 and you will find the configuration to be last orbit configuration to be what? 4s1 3d10. 4s1 3d10. So here d electrons are completely filled. If d electrons are completely filled, don't count that electrons to identify the group number. So here d is completely filled, so I am not counting that d electrons at all. So now what are the electrons? Only you need to count s electrons. So how many s electrons you are finding in the last orbit? Only 1. So it belongs to what? 1b group. 1b group. Please remember this point. Very, very important point. Even down elements also. You can even take down elements also. Copper, down of that you will find silver, and down of that you will find gold. Like that you will find elements. So the elements which are even down, even for zinc also, down of zinc you will find cadmium, and down of cadmium you will find mercury. Okay, down of that you will find transfermium elements. Okay, means elements which are having atomic number above 100. You call them as what? Transfermium elements. Okay, later we will discuss about them. Right. So for all of them, 4s1 3d10 is there for copper. 5s1 4d10 will be there for what we call for silver. Then for gold also. D orbital is completely filled. So they all belongs to what? 1b group. And similarly, zinc, cadmium, mercury, you call it as 2b group. Okay. So please remember like that. And here all these d block elements are called as what? Transition elements. And remember, I forgot to tell you about one more point previously. S and P block elements are together called as representative elements. Okay, except 8th A group, S and P block elements are called as representative elements. Okay, D block elements are called as what? Transition elements, except 2B group. Okay, these are called as what? Transition elements. Transition elements. Except 2B group. Except 2B group. 2B group has completely filled D subshell and they don't exhibit the properties as that of other elements of D block. That's why they are except 2B group. Okay, the remaining all are called as what? Transition elements. Okay, they exhibit the properties in between S and P block. Right. So these are D block elements. Right. And here you will find 3D series, 4D series like that. Okay, and in this D block only, third B group elements. Here these third B group elements, scandium after yttrium you will be getting. Okay, yttrium, and then down last you will be getting lanthanum. Lanthanum and actinium. But even though they too belongs to D block only, the elements after lanthanum and the elements after actinium are, for them, the differentiating electron is entering into F block, F subshell. That's why they are separated from 3B group and kept separately down of the periodic table. Okay, and they are separately kept down and they are called as what? F block elements. So let us learn about what? F block elements. What are F block elements? Yes, F block elements. F block elements. So F block elements are what? Third B group elements only. Okay, please remember that point. Third B group elements. Third B group elements. Okay, in which the differentiating electrons are entering into F subshell. They are separately located as F block elements. Okay. So here two periods of elements are there. 6th period and 7th period elements. Third B group, 6th period elements. and third B group 7th period elements. Okay, so two groups, two period wise elements are there. 6th period elements of third B group and 7th period elements of same third B group. Okay, separately they are kept as two blocks. Okay, and they are called as what? F block elements. So what is their general configuration? General configuration for F block elements. General configuration for F block elements. Okay, what is that? N minus 2 F14. See here, NS 1 to 2. General configuration is what? General configuration NS 1 to 2. N minus 1D 1 to 10. N minus 2 F 1 to 14. This is the general configuration for what? F block elements, because differentiating electron is going into F subshell. Where F subshell? This is ultimate shell. N means what? Last orbit. N minus 1 means last but one shell. Means what? Penultimate shell. And N minus 2 means what? Anti-penultimate shell. Please remember the points. Understand the points carefully. Okay. Ultimate shell, last orbit will have NS 1 to 2 electrons. Last but one shell will have D electrons filled up to 1 to 10. Okay, and last but one. Okay, and anti-penultimate shell, last but 2. N minus 2, F 1 to 14. This is a general configuration for what? F block elements. Okay, and F block elements are called as what? Inner transition elements. Inner transition elements. Inner transition elements. And here 6th period elements. F block 6th period elements. F block elements of 6th period are called as what? Lanthanides. Lanthanides. Okay. Here lanthanum atomic number is 57. Okay. Atomic number 57. But lanthanum is a D block only. Please remember. Lanthanum is D block only. But elements after lanthanum, that is from cerium to lutetium. Please remember, elements after lanthanum. After lanthanum. That is, IE means what? That is from cerium to lutetium. Cerium 58 atomic number. Okay now, from cerium to lutetium are called what? I think this mic, this one is falling down. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay, cerium to lutetium, atomic number 72. Okay, so these are called as what? 6th period F block elements, lanthanides. Okay, they exhibit the properties of lanthanum, but lanthanide belongs to D block only. Okay, elements which comes after lanthanum are called as lanthanides. But lanthanum does not belong to F block. Lanthanum belongs to D block only. Okay, now lanthanum is a D block only. Okay, elements after lanthanum are called what? F block. Here cerium to lutetium. Cerium to lutetium. Cerium to lutetium. Okay. Yes. So cerium to lutetium. Okay, lutetium atomic number is 71. So 58 to 71 are called as what? Lanthanides. Okay, and these lanthanides are also called as what? Rare earth metals. Lanthanides are called as rare earth metals. Lanthanides are called as rare earth metals. Okay, and similarly 7th period elements. 7th period elements are called as what? Actinides. Actinides. Okay, but the element actinium, atomic number 89. Actinium 89. Actinium does not belongs to F block. Remember that point. Actinium is D block only. Elements which come after actinium. Okay, The elements which come after actinium. Okay, elements after actinium. Please remember these 2 points. Elements after lanthanum, that is from cerium to lutetium. Elements after actinium. Elements after actinium, that is from thorium to lawrencium. Thorium, atomic number 90. Thorium to lawrencium. Okay, thorium to lawrencium. Okay, thorium to lawrencium are called as what? Are called as actinides. Okay, and they are what? Radioactive elements. They all are radioactive elements. Means what? The elements which exhibits the property of radioactivity. That means which has the tendency to glow in darkness, to give light, radioactive decay. Okay, so such kind of elements are called what? Such kind of elements are called actinium, actinides. Okay, so these are what? F block elements. Okay, so once again let us recall, S and P block elements are called as what? Representative. Here I write, S and P are called representative elements, except inert gases. Except inert gases. Okay, please remember this point. D block are called as what? This side I write. D block are called as transition elements, except 2B group. Okay, and F block are called as what? Inner transition elements. F block elements are called as inner transition elements, and they belong to which group? If they ask, you will write inner transition elements belongs to 3rd B group. Okay, now 3rd B group. So this is all about what? This is all about F block elements and all blocks of elements. And actinides are radioactive elements. Please remember. Okay, they exhibit the property of what? Radioactivity. Okay, so SPDF block wise elements. This is the characteristic properties and some points. Sometimes you may get this as a 8 marks question. So there is a chance for understanding, chance for getting this question. So please write all the points and practice. Okay, so thanks for watching, and once again happy learning all of you. Your hard work is your superpower. Bye all of you.